Is your focus a disgusting plate caked with distraction bullshit? What if a 2-hour deep clean could make your focus plate feel almost sinfully smooth? You start by dropping all the productivity guru bullshit that just adds more shit onto your plate. My DIRT method is the no BS way that I escaped 8 years of distraction filth, unleashing the power to enter monk mode for weeks on end naturally. So in this video, I'm going to show you the exact DIRT method that I use to deep clean and kill distractions fast, finally wash away all the grime of wasted time. To start, let me show you how to see how dirty you really are, finding probably at least 6 hours of your wasted time, and you can recover that. Alright, so imagine this right here. You're lounging in your room. You don't see any problems with it. You're completely comfortable, as you should be because it's your room, right? But then your phone buzzes. It's a girl that you've been messaging. You get a message on your phone that says, "Hey, can I come over in an hour?" Wink face. Suddenly, what happens? The problemless room transforms. You see it through her potential eyes. You got those like random dirty socks, you got like a stack of dirty cups or dirty dishes, 5 empty bottles or like soda cans in the corner. Maybe like a little smell, a little faint smell that you sort of got used to, but now you're able to notice. You're seeing the raw, unfiltered truth of your environment, the filth that you become totally blind to. That's exactly what this first step of the DIRT method does for your time and your focus. It's like inviting that girl's outside perspective into your daily habits, forcing you to see the distracting mess that you've been tolerating. Okay, so now let's use this practically and create your DIRT map to actually see how dirty you are. And if you want to do it right now, just grab a piece of paper and you could probably just get a good foundation of it done right here. You start by creating the 4 main branches of the DIRT map, which is D, I, R, and T, as you might expect, DIRT. D is direct. So this is what is directly fueling your mission or your goal in life, the actual work that you want to do. I is indirect. So these are all tasks that are not necessarily necessary and not directly towards your work, but it's contributing to the direct work. So it's stuff like learning. And R is rest. So it's to get your physical and mental condition ready to do either indirect or direct work. So this is obviously like sleeping or like meditation or any activity that's like walking in nature, stretching, working out that will get your physical or mental condition ready to do more mental work. And finally, T, this is literally trash. These are where all the distractions are. So like mindless scrolling, all the stuff that you would like basically scramble to hide if that like girl were to come over to your room. All these types of distraction. And how it would literally look is you just write out the DIRT and you go into step 2, which is to inventory literally everything. So for direct things, which let's say your goal is to make like $1 million, which honestly is not a good goal, but let's just say that's what it is. List every single activity. So if you like day trade, if you drop ship, if you have some other like business that you work on, or like you have like a YouTube channel, all these are direct things working towards your $1 million, right? And this could be like working long form YouTube content or watching it, or like documentaries, reading books. Rest obviously is sleep, meditation, anything else. Trash, maybe you scroll, play video games. List literally everything. Don't leave anything unturned. Every single thing that's in your dirty room, or basically your daily schedule or weekly schedule that you constantly do, have it out written. I have this DIRT map here that I finished for myself, and I literally wrote every single task that I do throughout the day in my entire life, every single one. I know it's very messy, it seems very messy, but as you will discover, even with a very clean daily schedule, it will still be quite dirty. And ideally you want to spend 1 to 2 hours doing this, going as detailed as possible, getting as much detail sort of as I have here. And yours will probably look even messier because I literally don't really have any distractions on there. I just have, the only thing I have for my T is anime, and then everything else I just have like sort of admin tasks like paying bills or whatever, and only have really like YouTube plus one other thing in the direct. But once you have that down, you have your full basically DIRT map written, so you have your full realized dirty plate. Then you go to step 3, which is to confront the panic pile. So now look really hard, really hard at all the stuff that you would panic at if someone were to come over to your dirty room. The trash, the tea very specifically. Like this is the type of stuff that you're like real quick. If this person said, this girl would say like, oh yeah, I'm 10 minutes away, you would like just shove that shit in your closet, right? So your first mission right now is to spend like 10-20 minutes and ruthlessly make a cleaner version. Just redo your dirt map. I know it sounds like a pain, but it's quick to rewrite, and you only have to do this once. Rewrite it so you remove all the dirt tasks that you really don't want to do. Like I kept anime on mine because I genuinely like it. I would like to keep it. But if you have like doom scrolling, well, remove that. You don't genuinely want to do that. And maybe you keep video games, for example, which I don't really think that's great, but I think it's perfectly fine at the moment to just keep a couple of like guilty pleasures, for example, because literally like Iman Gaji, he's like a multi-millionaire, maybe a billionaire at this point. He's literally said in one of his monk mode videos that he kept cigar smoking, or like the hobby of cigars, as sort of his guilty pleasure. And Hamza, I don't know, he likes clapping cheeks or some shit like that. So the goal is to eliminate most of them, and this will honestly get you back hours and hours of time if you think about it. You don't need to get all of them at this point. But either way, once you remake that dirt map that is cleaner, you have a much cleaner, much more focused visual representation and reminder of your daily routine or your schedule that you can sort of have as guardrail to keep you within your most productive self. At least kind of. Even with your good room, your direct, indirect, and rest branches are probably still cluttered with productive looking junk that's inevitably distracting you from your true focus. So let me show you how to go beyond just taking out the trash, taking out the garbage, and start with a real deep clean. Your normal day naturally seem like monk mode. So I want you to imagine a super overgrown tree which has like branches all over the place. They sort of like intersecting, rubbing against each other, all tangled. Maybe some of the branches are like fucking dead and have no leaves on it, diseased. It's a massive mess, sucking up resources, and there's very little healthy fruit coming out of the tree, very healthy results. But then now picture a Zen monk's bonsai tree that he's been meticulously pruning for years and years and years. Every single cut he makes is deliberate, removing what doesn't serve the tree's core health and aesthetic, allowing only the essential branches to thrive. Basically like a masterpiece of a tree. If your dirt map is this overgrown tree, cluttered with too many goals, too much relaxing activities that are actually trash, too many social drains, too much random side hustles, when the fuck are you actually going to get anything meaningful done? So it's time to prune your dirt map with that like attentive eye of sort of a Zen monk. Here's how you can practically do that. And the first step is just to embrace less. What this means is your goal right now is to have ideally 1, maybe 2, or absolute max, I think 3 branches for every single one of the DIR, at least main branches in these larger categories, because this is especially important when you're actually in monk mode so you can stay focused. And with that goal in mind, you can go into step 2. Let me just show you step 2 live, which is pruning. So this is a digital representation of a dirt map I still had all the distractions for myself. And I think it's best to start pruning in D, so the direct task. And I color coded it a bit just to make it easier. So right now I just have YouTube and trading for the most part within my direct task. So I want to obviously be successful. So I have to, 1, do something to potentially be my marketing for my business. And then 2, trading is just to preserve my wealth a bit. So direct tasks that are still good are like income type strategies that just very, very little time but create my money. But if I kept some of these, which is like get rich quick, crypto hype, or Forex, or obsessively checking the market and trying to check the charts, obviously I'm going to get fucked over, right? I'm going to waste tons of time here and probably just lose all my money. So all of this I would cut out all this speculative bullshit and just only keep the very minimum, which is the income type stuff. And within the YouTube process, of course, the content creation and the process improvement is all good. But when you go to the business side, like making product email, sales page, all that stuff might be good, but I barely have an audience yet. So it's actually something I should prune. And also stuff is like building a product. Why do I need to spend hours and hours and hours, days, maybe months building a product when I don't even know what my audience wants? So this is something you should actually prune away. And now you can see I have a much, much cleaner direct branch. And if you go to indirect, this is where you have stuff like working out, learning. I have a motorcycle just for transportation, and there's like more planning admin stuff. So of course hygiene, like cutting my nails, my to-do list system. But if you think about it, if you spend a lot of time just browsing Amazon or shopping, that's probably a waste of time. You don't need to do that. Maybe set in a specific time where you do that. Or you have misleading learning. So this is like going down like Wikipedia rabbit holes for no reason, or collecting random ass courses and taking them that are not even related to anything in your direct branch. Then this is all stuff that you get rid of. And there's like planning traps, which is like over researching stuff, over optimizing. Think about every single step like 20 years down the line. Well, things are going to change. Those plans are going to fail. So it's actually a complete waste of time. You get rid of that. Sometimes excessively checking your bills, waste of time. Just schedule in a time. Or trying to network. People say like, oh yeah, you need to be networking to be successful. But think about it. If you don't have shit, you have no achievements, you can't really network. So get rid of all this stuff. Or like relationships, or like all these blocking stuff. Of course, you would have already gotten rid of all of this actual trash, like doom scrolling, dirty videos, video games. And then within rest, you sometimes have health focused traps, which is like obsessing over some weird diets or some health pursuits. Just get rid of these because you don't need them. And once you've done all that pruning, and also like fake relaxation stuff, like most people believe like video games is relaxation, stuff like that actually goes in the trash pile, which you get rid of. But once you go through all that, you have a dirt map that is much cleaner, more like this. This is my actual dirt map, which after I cleaned up everything. So you go from like this huge thing here to this. You can see like half the size. And once you finish pruning within your dirt map and you've made a new one nice and clean, you can go to step 3, which is the no goal placeholder. And what this is a lot of people right now, or you might be thinking straight up, I don't have any clear goal. I have nothing that I really want to dedicate my time to, no mission, nothing to put in my D branch. If that's you, your primary goal right now, your primary D in life becomes get fucking healthy, because this is always the best goal. Because of course you want to be trying to find your greater, bigger mission by trying a whole bunch of different shit. But until you find that, just getting healthy, getting a six-pack, that is universally good. Universally good for everybody, right? And then if you're super healthy, both mentally and physically, then of course, once you found the thing that you want to do, you can do it much better. But also, by the way, top link in the description, a monk mode clarity quiz. I review all the answers personally, and I'll help you with a custom email reply to give you pointers and guidance to help you find your exact mission that you want. It's what I call the monk mode clarity quiz. Completely free, at least for now. Just click the link in the description for more details. Alright, so you've audited all the filth and you've brutally pruned all the different rot from the branches. So you have done a deep clean, and ideally they should have only taken probably 2 to 4 hours. And you've probably had to make a couple of different dirt maps on a couple of different pieces of paper. But how do you keep this dirt map clean for the long term? Stop the dirty distractions from creeping back in. Stop the branches, those dirty branches, from coming back. Let me show you the 3 dead simple actionable tips you can use right after this to make your dirt method a lifestyle, not just a one-off scrub and then your plate gets fucking dirty again. So think about it. Monk mode, nofap, hitting the gym, learning a new skill, literally anything productive. What is the most powerful thing to do? A is dabbling all of them at once for just one day, a 1-day streak each, and then failing after. Or B, you just pick one of these things, so like nofap, monk mode, whatever, hitting the gym, and you do it for 30-day streak. Obviously, just picking one thing, so option B, is way better, right? Because that commitment, you unlock compounding benefits, a deeper level of transformation that scattered single days can't even touch. That's the exact same principle is true for the dirt method and your focus in general. To maintain that super spotless, like long-term focus monk mode, to truly live the benefits, you need that consistent streak-like application. Streak-like, you don't actually chase streaks, that's not good, but I'll get into that in a second. Real change, real mental cleanliness comes from making the dirt maintenance habits an unbreakable part of your daily life, ideally forever. So here are the 3 dead simple actions that you can do to ensure maximum results with your dirt map and lasting benefits, staying spotless. The first one is a question you might have is, where to keep your dirt map. Because this is not an exercise that you do once and forget it. You want to keep your dirt map on ideally the piece of paper, as I mentioned again and again. And it's best somewhere that you can always see it. Like literally, I do genuinely have mine on my desk right in front of me. Like this is where my monitor is. I know you can't see it, but it's straight up in front of me all the time. So whenever my brain drifts, I'm just kind of looking at my desk, or I might get distracted. I see my dirt map. And although I don't have to look at the specific activities written on there, I was like, oh shit, this is like literally an image of my most productive day. So I get reminded to do it over and over again. A constant reminder to not go back to my dirty old habits and stick with this very clean daily schedule. And number 2 actionable part, or also question, is what now? Like, do you just leave it there, or like, is there something to do with this dirt map, or is it just done? So the answer is no. You don't just leave it there, because life happens, right? Obviously things are going to change in your life, your goals are going to change, so new branches will grow, and some of those branches actually might be good. So, but I mean, at the same time, obviously distractions, obligations, shiny objects will also try to go. So your job is to stay very vigilant. Whenever you're going through your day, make sure to keep your dirt map as clean as possible. So like regularly, like probably weekly or daily during monk mode, just review the activities. Like you don't have to go like super in depth. Like again, it could just be glancing at it and just making sure, just consciously thinking for a few seconds or minutes, like, okay, am I genuinely sticking to this schedule? If you're not, then quickly just prune it right now while you can, and it doesn't like grow too big, or you waste too much energy in it. And of course, if you're unsure what to do, there's a good list of activities right in front of you already. If you think a new branch that is actually good is growing, then of course you have your dirt map, so just flip to a new page and draw a fresh one with that new good branch if you really think. And redrawing it should only take like 10-20 minutes max, hopefully, if you've got it pretty clean. And you could just write like one letter like me, because it's a visual reminder as a whole, it doesn't need to be super detailed. And the third actionable tip that you can use is, how do you actually keep committed to this forever? Because forever is obviously a long fucking time. The key here is not to let this be rigid. For example, you can commit to a super strict dirt structure for 90 days, right? But once you have accomplished that big thing from sticking to this schedule that's very strict, you can, so to speak, let yourself go and get dirty a little bit for a couple of days, or maybe a couple of hours, so to speak. So let yourself go to the distractions. And honestly, once you re-expose yourself to that dirt, that distractions, maybe you'll like take a peek at some video game that you've been putting off for, I don't know, I really don't recommend this, but maybe some dirty videos. It's sort of like a reminder of why you're clean in the first place. And your expectations on how good that dirt was, now that you see it, you're like, oh, you see the dirt for what it really is. And it reignites your commitment to stick with the clean dirt lifestyle. So I would literally think about mixing in dirty time. So you just get your fix and then you can get back to your work, or realize why you want to be clean. So with that, you have uncovered your filth, pruned the rot from your day, and committed to staying spotless on your focus plate forever. The dirt method killed your distractions so fast it feels almost dirty of how much progress you can suddenly make. Well, maybe, because even with the cleanest dirt map around, the cleanest focus, what if you lack those simple underlying habits to actually consistently follow through? But with correct daily habits that promote focus, you can easily consistently follow through, right? Well, luckily for you, you can watch this video next, where I break down the 3 core habits that will make you easily consistent, serving as your engine for your dirt method all the time, making easy monk mode your new default state.